Evening, everybody. Welcome along to simracing Bible, and good to have you with us this evening. We are back in Automobilista 2 tonight, and seeing as it is Daytona 24 Hours season, we have the iRacing Daytona 24 Hours taking place this weekend, and then we have the real Daytona 24 Hours taking place next weekend. We thought we'd do something along that kind of vein in Automobilista 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 24 racing laps of the Daytona Road Course. And we're going to do it in 24 different cars. And we're going to be using a selection of modern and classic GT and sports cars, which are kind of in the same line of cars that we are used to seeing at Daytona. So we're going to take one for each lap, a different car for each lap. But we're also going to do it in sequence. So we're going to start off in the daytime, and we're going to change the hour every single lap, so we're going to have a full day through the night and back to the day again. So it's going to be a bit of a shorter simulation of a 24-hour race, I suppose, but a bit of a a tradition and a bit of a a homage to Daytona, should we say? So it's a bit of a tribute to the Daytona 24 Hours. So let's jump into the title and figure out what car we're going to be starting the race with. Now, as is the case on this channel, we like to do things by random number generator. So get myself in here as well. Okay, so I have my list of cars 1 to 24. So I'm going to use the generator and pick which car we're going to be running on first. So let's start this off. So we're going to be on car number 11 to start us off. And that is going to be, okay, fairly strong start. We're going to be in the Corvette GTE. Got a relevant start to the race. So we've got it set for one lap. And we're going to start it off. I'm not sure what time the real 24-hour starts, so we're just going to start it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we'll start with that. And we're going to do a race every time. So it's going to be rolling start. So we're going to have the rolling start, and then we're just going to go race one lap in each car, and then move on to the next one, and as we go. So plenty to get through. So we'll get started now and load in. So how are we all doing anyway? I hope you're all well. It's good to be back on the live stream again for this Saturday evening. I hope you're keeping well. Please let me know which car you're hoping is going to be on our list, and I'll maybe give you some hints as to whether it is or not. And if there's a particular colour you're looking forward to, then yeah, please let me know in the comments. We'd love to hear what you want to see. But yeah, so here we go. GTE to start us off with. A fairly modern GTE car at that. The Corvette C8. And we're running here with the GTE class. And here we go. So we're going to do rolling starts every single time. Evening, Funky. How are we doing? So here we go. So we're on the banking, rolling away. We're on random grid positions as well, so we're not going to be starting out the front or the back every time, but as it looks, we're pretty much at the back. So this could be an interesting turn one. So let's see how we get on with this. Currently sitting in P22. Whole field of GTE cars ahead of us. Loads of GTE cars of that. What a long rolling lap here at Daytona. But here we go, lights are on. Let's start our first racing lap of the Daytona, 24 laps. And away we go. Now we're on the outside here, going to first corner. The flat plane cranked V8 in the Corvette, sounding magnificent. Let's try and keep ourselves out of trouble, shall we? There's cars all over the place. Through the S as we go. Down to the International Horseshoe. A little bit of a dive bomb. Now, of course, as we're starting in different places every time, this isn't necessarily going to be about the overall results. More just about the getting through it in one piece and enjoying it through the kink. Very, very quick through there. What this also means is we're not going to have the settling down into a rhythm of an endurance race. We're just going to be flat out battling for a frantic first lap every single time. Which means there's going to be big roadblocks, such as these two ahead of us here, getting in the way. But it's going to give us a good look at some of the GT cars and the prototype cars found within Automobilista 2. And it's kind of on the similar vein to what we do with our hot laps at Bathurst, but this time racing the AI and going through the time and day transitions to a degree. So here we go, down to the bus stop. Oh! What was I saying about getting through it? AI goes hard right into the wall in front of us. It's an interesting move. Well, so much for an endurance race, if I'm going straight at it. You have to have a look at that in the replay, I think. See what happened there. So as it stands, we're going to be finishing our first lap of the 24 laps of Daytona in last place. So, never mind. We're making some good progress up to then as well. And just like that, our race is finished. Okay. Before we move on to our next one, what on earth went on there? Let's fast forward that through. Ignore the mad sounds for the time being. Right, okay. So let's see what's going on here. Oh! Hey, I just had a mad wobble. Nothing to do with me, nothing to do with anyone else, and just had a moment of madness on the brakes. Funky says, "Oh, a face full of 911." Yes, very much so. There's no way I could have gone there. That was nothing I could have helped, unfortunately. So, first car, Corvette GTE, done and dusted. So let's see what's next. Number 16, which is going to be okay, slightly different this time. So we're going to be going to Porsche Carrera Cup car 4-litre version. So the Cup cars are used in oops, oh no, I'm gonna have to reload that because I didn't change the hour. Porsche Cup cars are used in endurance racing throughout the world. I know the 24-hour series have had Porsche Cup cars in them for a while. They've been running at the 24-hour Spa as part of that race as well. I didn't even change the oh, mind you, it's just going to be all Porsche Cup cars, I think, isn't it? If I've left it on the same class, but we'll jump back out anyway because we have to change the time. So remember that every time. So let's change that. Okay, move it on to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yep, so we're going to be in the same class. We're going to be running against the same cars. Make sure that's all okay. Right, 2 o'clock, and we go again. Not sure, I might have snuck under with a bit of throttle. You just kind of lever him out the way. Just use my nice wedge-shaped Corvette as a ramp and just kind of, or a wedge, and just drive it in there and flip him. Yeah, almost happened. But, yeah, that was always the advice given by my grandpa to my mum, saying, you know, accelerate out of trouble. So there you are. Right, starting 10th in this one. Grid full of Cup cars. This time we definitely have lots of faces full of 911s because there are nothing but 911s on the grid. I think Porsche Cup car is quite a versatile car, really. Obviously it's used in single make championships around the world, but it's also equally at home in endurance racing, such as the Daytona and the Spa 24-hour, and lots of other endurance races all over the world. So very much an endurance car, this one in some cases. So let's change down to second gear for the start because we want to get going, although there's not much revs available to me there. Look for the lights. Here we go. We're ready to roll. And off we go. Hey Marty. Cheers. How are we doing? Okay, down to turn 1. The sketchy turn 1 at Daytona. Ooh, running a bit deep into that. Side by side through that. Ooh, a bit of a moment. Don't want to. Ooh, bit of a tag in the rear end there. Okay, we're going side by side here. I don't fancy that through the kink, especially on coldish tyres. Forced off onto the grass. Keep it on, and just tuck in behind. Survive for another half a lap. Let's go for a move up the inside, shall we? Now the Porsche Cup car's got a very unique handling characteristic. It's very, I find it very understeery, but luckily we only have one lap to endure it, so we don't have to worry about that too much. I'll have the inside line this time, thank you very much. Hopefully there's no more repeats of what happened on the first lap last time. Oh, except there is. Someone's gone off there. AI not liking the braking zone into the bus stop. I just about made it into there as well. So starting 10th, we have made up 4 spots somehow. One of them was obviously a freebie with the spin ahead of us. And here we go, coming up to the start-finish line. We've got a bit of slipstreaming going on behind us, 3 wide ahead of us. And there we go. And enough at the back end, just for overtaking him. So there we go, lap number 2 completed of our 24 laps of Daytona. And yeah, going home in P6, not too bad. Survived at this time. Right, next one. Let's cross that one off our list. Porsche is a brand that will appear quite a few times tonight because they're obviously synonymous with endurance racing, so we'll see a few of them. Okay, next up we're going almost to the top of our list, car number 2. Ooh, this is going to be different. It's going to be significantly quicker as well. We're in the GT1 class and we're in the Mercedes-Benz CLK LM. Alright, let's move the time on 1 more hour. So we're up to 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. I'm just going to turn those down because we've got some stuttering going on. So same class again, so we're going to be up against some more GT1s. Here we go. GT1s then. This thing is a real weapon, actually, you could call it. It's just so quick and there's loads of downforce. Except of course when you're at Le Mans, in which case you go upwards, you get lift instead of downforce. But yeah, this is going to be a fun car to drive, I think, around here. So, delving back into the history of endurance racing with this particular car. Of course, the grid includes the beautiful McLaren F1, as you can see on the right hand side there, and also there's a couple of Porsche 911 GT1s behind us as well. Yeah, you're a big fan of the GT1s, are you, Funky? Yeah, I don't blame you. They are absolutely mega. So starting P16 for this one. We're on the inside this time though, so it's a nicer position to be in. AMS2 is getting good delivery now. Car modders hope you'll come along. Yeah. Well, I know there's some mods which I've seen. Oh, here we go. Gonna get it ready to go here. And off we go. I've seen some mods around for AMS2, but I'm not too sure about installing anything just yet. I'm kind of keeping it vanilla for the time being. Okay, nice and tight into the first corner. Keep out of trouble. Feed the power in gently. V12 singing away in front of us. Not for long. Well, not that one anyway. There's plenty more where that came from, but looks of things. Let's sneak up the inside here. Yeah, so constantly going to be battling cold tyres tonight because we're not going to get the chance to warm them up. Centered on the inside, thank you very much. These cars are so wide as well, so it makes it quite tricky to pass around here, but here we go, up onto the banking we go. So you should start to see a little bit of change in the lighting now. as we get later on into the day. Going to go 3 wide with this 911. Disaster awaits. Nope, we're through. Okay. There's that mad jink from the McLaren ahead of us. He held on to it though. So much grip to the bus stop in this thing. The downforce really helping us there. A good run on the McLaren as well. Let's dive down the inside so we can get another spot. That's a job done by the looks of things. Quite short gearing in the 6th gear, but massive speed as we come up over the stripe. Ended up 9th after that first run. Can't remember where we started now. It was something like 16th or something. Oh, that was a good one. GT1s, very, very nice indeed. What's going on here? What are you guys saying? So Marty says, I get my MS2 kind of clean, just liveries and some custom AI. Yeah, okay. Funky, I think Rise will get around to mod support at some time. Hopes anyway. Yeah, you never know. They're still kind of releasing their own stuff, so maybe they'll open it up afterwards. Yeah, Riser is open to it. Yeah, they've allowed it in the past, haven't they? So no reason why not. So yeah, interesting to see what happens with the community. Hopefully, you get some tools opened up and people can get to work. But there we go. So that was good. Let's cross the Merc GT1 off our list, just so we can get through all these cars. We'll wind it on another hour to 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. And so let's do a quick generator. What have we got? Next one up, car number 7. Okay, so now we're going back to more modern-ish material. So we've got the BMW M6 GT3, which would run in GTD class at Daytona, basically just for GT3 machinery. Yep, so time's moved on, car's on, let's go. We're rattling through these quite quickly, and I was just remembering back from when we were doing our Bathurst one, how long it took to get through all the cars, and obviously there's so many cars, but not so many to do tonight, but this is going to be still a good challenge as we get into the night as well. It's going to be good fun. So take that one off our list there. So Funky says, I heard that too about Riser being open to modding. I think they just had lots of other priorities. Yeah, they've got a lot going on at the moment, to be fair. They're very busy guys. And I'm happy for them to keep carrying on because whatever they're producing is gold, to be honest. So here we go. M6, where are we for this one? We're starting P14. So let's see if we can break the top 10 on this one. We're on the outside again, because we love being on the outside into turn 1 here at Daytona. So what have we got around us? We've got a McLaren ahead, Porsche on the left. Got another BMW Merc behind as well. There we go. A nice long run to contemplate what we're doing in this M6. Getting a bit of a shine on the race surface here now. You can see that the sun is going lower in the sky. At some stage that's going to become a bit of an issue because we're not going to be able to see around some corners. So here we go, lights on, and away we go. Oh, after running and everything else, the M6 seems to rev to nothing. Okay, nice and easy into turn 1. Well, we've held position through the first corner. Except this time we haven't had a chance to get up the inside into the horseshoe. We're going to go around the outside instead, maybe. No. In fact, we've dropped to 15 now because we've got a Merc on our outside. And I'm bouncing off the rev limiter because I'm not paying attention. I'll have that Merc back, thank you. Bit of a throw at the inside of the McLaren. Go, try and get the power down as we can as quick as we can out of there, but we just seem to run out of revs really quickly. It doesn't give you much of an operating window for each gear. We're up to P13, so we have theoretically gained a place, but there we go. Things are going off behind us. Up to 6th gear. It feels really lazy, this car, honestly. It's obviously reasonably quick, but just a very different car to drive than some of the others. See if we can use the slipstream effect here to see if we can draft past this other BM, who's going very high at the banking. Let's drop down here. Take a shorter route to the line. Can we get him? No. He's going for a run on the Porsche, though. So P13. We didn't make much progress on that one. But never mind. Merc was desperate to get past us. Okay. So our first foray into the world of GT3 at Daytona was with the M6. And okay, we gained 1 place. Not amazing, but we got through it in one piece, which is the main thing. The M6, as funky, is such a big brute of a car. It is a big thing for a GT car. Have I seen the random AMS2 race app, says Martin? You know, I don't think I have. As random as it can throw odd combos. Okay. So, okay, it kind of creates... He picks a car on a track and then just lets you go for it. It's interesting. Second gear, just a tired gear. It felt like the whole car was tired, to be honest. I have a horsepower back that will kick better. Yes. Yeah, it just feels really lethargic most of the time, that one. Right. Before I forget, let's roll on to 5 o'clock. Mechanics will start getting their dinner sorted. There we go. And checking those out. Okay. Next car then is going to be... Ooh, we're back to the top of the list again. So we're returning to GT1. This time we're in for some V12 goodness because we're in McLaren F1 GTR, the long tail. Fabulous car. Right, 5 o'clock. Edging closer towards golden hour where the lighting just turns magical. So yeah, wonder which car we're going to get for that. I think it's probably going to be either 5 or 6 o'clock, I think, where we start to see some of that light changing. Sorry, drinking. It's all right, Marty. It's fine. Okay, so we're starting P11 for this one. We should definitely break into the top 10, hopefully. Okay. We're on the inside. Lighting has definitely changed. Let's have a good look around. It's not quite setting yet. 6 o'clock may be the one. Obviously, central driving position for the McLaren. So, got to make sure we get our distances correct so we can see both front wings so we know where to put our car. And here we go, we've got a bit of sun flare happening now. That's what we're looking for. Very, very nice indeed. Right, so in second, we're going to wait for the lights. We're quite close to the front, so here we go. Okay, ready. Ooh, there's a bit of a delayed reaction on my part, but we still got the jump on that Porsche ahead of us. Using the superior power of the McLaren. All of a sudden we're going much quicker than we were in the M6. Okay, get up the inside of this Porsche as well. Ooh, I'm going to sneak the McLaren. Oh, look at the lighting out of there. And the sound of this thing as well is just amazing. Close. You almost tagged the back of that 911. Just hearing the downshift on that Porsche into there as well sounded great. Running right up to the wall because I'm not sure where the cars are behind, but they're too wide behind us. And keeping the wheel tracks of this Porsche ahead of us. See if we can reel him in. We've got some better straight line speed by the looks of things. Flat out in 6th gear. Dare we go for a move up to the inside into the bus stop? I think we will. He was brave on the outside. Give him a bit of a nudge out there, a bit of a hurry up. Fair dues for him for throwing it over the curbs on the inside there. Frankie says M6 McLaren GT1, quite the contrast. Yeah, no kidding. I know which one I'd rather be in though. So there we go, we've managed to make up to P5 after all that. We had a bit of a demon first lap actually. Come on guys, it's the cool down lap, you're supposed to slow down. Let's let the traffic jam go through. Yeah, GT1 cars, I'm going to agree with you, Funky. They are just fabulous, aren't they? They're so good. Need to do more of those. Okay, we're racing through them, so we've got through 2 of the GT1 cars already. There's only 1 left, which is that 911. So we'll see when that one appears in our list. But in the meantime, let's go back to our number draw and see what's up next. Okay, dropping all the way to the bottom of the list almost. Oh, Funky. You might like this one. Maybe not quite so common in the world of endurance racing, but has been used in the past. It's this good little thing. Guaranteed to put a smile on your face, this car. To roll the time on to 6 o'clock in the evening. And we'll go from there. So, the BMW M1 Procar, some straight 6 goodness coming your way. And I'm going to have to use the H pattern as well, because it's a 5-speed H pattern gearbox. So yeah, looking forward to this one. This is going to be fun. Might be a bit of a handful, but that's what historic cars are all about, isn't it? Trying to manhandle around a lap. Okay. Ooh, it's definitely getting dark now. Headlights are on. Where are we starting on this one? 20th? What? Okay, fine. Here we go. Now we got some nighttime action. He thought the M1 might appear. Of course. Yep, it's definitely here. We couldn't not put it in, to be honest. And of course now we've got the nighttime, we've got the beautiful pink sky of the sunset ahead of us, and then we've got the pop-up headlights of the BMW as well, so wins all round for this one. The Sunoco sign's now lit up. A big grid for, look at the sky, it's just fabulous. It likes to slide through the bus stop, says Funky. Thank you, I will keep that in mind. I just can't get enough of the noise of this thing. Heel and toe downshifting into the first corner. We're going to go around the outside, maybe, if we can hold on to it. Ooh. Almost nailed another one into there. Sunset looks incredible. Not flat out through the kink, I don't think. Okay, ooh, sideways out of there. Oh, the downshifts. Ooh, big slide onto the banking. Hey Raymond. Arrived right on time, he says. Yep. You're right for a good one. I'm getting destroyed down the straights here. I think it's only 5 speed, so I've got no more gears to go. Ooh. Uh-oh. There's that slide to the bus stop that Funky was talking about. Except that one was probably more self-inflicted because I really did not get my braking point correct for the bus stop that time round. But somehow managed to avoid everyone and gain a position, I think. So I certainly feel that the bumps through the banking with the M1. Right, so we've gained 3 positions on that particular one. Oh, the reflections on the inside grandstand of the pink sky looks spectacular. And just look at it. Looks so good. Nice atmosphere. Oh, what a good time to bring out the M1. What a fun car that was. Much more involved as a drive as well, with the H pattern and the proper heel and toe down shifting. You really feel like you're actually, you know, doing something rather than just clicking some paddles and going and stopping. So yeah, excellent. Really good, that. Okay, let's tick that one off. Now we move to... what we're doing 7 o'clock in the evening. And we get to pick our next car. Anyone want to hazard a guess? What have we got here? So Marty says, okay, you're handling it like a DeLorean. It's time travel. Yeah. Except that one runs on better stuff than junk. DeLorean equals brick. Yeah. And you got to use the pop-up headlights. Yeah, absolutely, Funky. You're totally right. Okay, car number 22 is next on our list. And we're staying with a good bit of historic stuff going on now. So we are going down... where are we? We're going up. GT Classics, and we're in the 911 RSR 74 version. Another Porsche endurance racing car. And this one is a real peach. I think this one's just so good. Old school 911 cool. And yeah, I mean, the 911 has been through so many years of endurance races and in various different guises and forms. But this is kind of where things really started getting serious with endurance racing in terms of car development, rather than just simply turning up with a fairly standard car and slapping some numbers on it and off you go. This one actually had a bit more to do about its development. So we're in the GT Classics class, so we have got some Corvettes on track with us, which may give you a hint as to what other cars are coming up in our list. And here we go. Night has fallen at Daytona. This is another one of your favourites, is it, Funky? Yeah, we're bringing them all out for you tonight. We're in P7 to start off with this one, which is a little bit further up the field. Let's see if we can break a top 5. I don't know how quick these Corvettes are going to be. But we'll see how we get on. Yeah, it is a real classic, Raymond. You're right. It is. It's just timeless to look at. The sound alone, says Marty. Yes. Really good. Right, let's wait for those lights to appear a bit later on as we're closer to the start line. Here we go. And then we nail the throttle. Again, a good start. Drop down the inside. Flames from the Corvette ahead of us. Okay. Woo. Rear end coming out of us there. Into the horseshoe to sneak up the inside of that Corvette, just about. The fairground's all lit up on the left hand side, looking very nice. Hey Kevin, good evening, he says. Enjoy your 24 laps, we'll have to watch it later. Yeah, absolutely. No problem at all. Running deep into the second of the horseshoes. Oh, he's going to close the door on us there. Not going to be able to run up the outside. We've got a 911 on the inside. So I have to just feed it through here. Feed the power on gently. Okay, we're up to P4, which is better than our prediction at the start of the race. Let's go again. Oh, it doesn't like going up high. There's a bit of a weird feeling as you get up the banking. It seems to try and pull you back down again. We're back on the flat again now. Let's not miss our braking point for the bus stop this time. If anything, I was a little cautious on the brakes, but we made it through. Hit all the curbs. Right on the back side of the 911 ahead of us, but he's got out of there a bit quicker. There's that Corvette behind us. They're coming. Wow, the 911 really does not like the banking. It's swaying all over the place. Oh, there's the Corvette using its grunt. Oh, excuse me. Oh, another one. Yep, there's only 5 gears. I had no more gears. I was trying to do a Fast and Furious there. Give me 27 speed gearboxes, please. I need another gear. Okay, we ended at P6 after all of that with all those Corvettes coming through. Right, well, we know where that secret weapon's going to be used later on. But there's a weird feeling on the banking with the 911. You're kind of going up the banking, it's kind of just weaving itself back down again. It just didn't like staying up on the angle. That was an intense one. We had a really nice start, and we ended up going backwards at the end of it just because of the straight sections. But never mind. It's a great start. Thanks, Raymond. Punky says the Corvettes have become much better since the fixes. I hated them at first. Yeah, no, they have. I thought they were okay to start off with. They were a bit wild, but yeah, I'm looking forward to driving that one later and just giving it another go because I do like those things. Marty says, yeah, there are fun beast brakes, not so much. Yeah, what brakes? Right, roll that clock on up to 8 o'clock in the evening, and definitely going to be fully dark now. So, scrub off the 911 RSR. What is next on our list? Car number 8, which is... Okay, now we're back to the modern stuff again. This time, not as much power as before. We're in the GT4 class, which is an endurance racing one. I don't know if they do much in the way of endurance at Daytona. I know they use them in the support classes for maybe the Raw before the 24. But we're going to be running the... Double check that. Yeah, we're going to be running the 570S as our first GT4 car for this evening. So yeah, load in and go. For Frank says, stop with the crying. The rumors were untrue. I'm still here. Good. I'm so glad to see you, Frank. It's okay. I'll dry my tears now. It's good. Welcome, Frank. Good to have you with us. Good to have all of you with us. Thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate the your attendance this evening. There could be many other things you could be watching. There's lots of iRacing Daytona going on, but here you're here watching me do one lap in 24 different cars and having a laugh. So thank you. Thanks for being here. Right. So where are we for this one? We're in 10th position to start the race this time around, and now we start through the long night at Daytona, which seems to go on forever in any endurance race around the clock. The night never seems to end, but it does eventually. Hey, SimRacer / G-Slav, how we doing? Marty says, call back the dogs. Rain in the search party. Frank is here. Alright, so again on the outside. It obviously thinks we like the outside line into turn 1. You're a fan of Daytona Road, are you, G-Slev? Yeah. It's grown on me over the years. I was never really a fan, but I've grown to like it. Is this a new microphone? I've had this for a little while. This is a Wave 1, Elgato Wave 1 mic. Okay, right, that's nice and orderly so far through turn 1. McLaren's everywhere. There was a car on the inside. No! Okay. Let's go again. We've lost ground, but the car's still driving, so we will do it in the spirit of endurance. We keep going. Back to 15th now, but let's try and dispatch this M4 ahead of us. Not physically, of course, we'll just try and get past him. There we go. Big Camaro ahead of us as well. T1. It's actually our first issue at turn 1. It's the first time we've ever come unstuck there. But it is our second incident of the evening. The first one was a wild 911 RSR at the bus stop, which got us. Go on, Phil. Rev the McLaren. You forget how high this thing actually does rev. You feel like you should be... It should be shifting up much earlier, but nope. There's plenty of revs to use. Ginetta's spitting flames at us as we go through the bus stop. Over the curbs. Ginetta's so loud as well when you come up behind it. Let's go around the outside. It's going to make me go the long way. We have got the straight line speed advantage though, by the looks of things. We came back 2 spots since our little moment after the first corner. Oh, 6th gear really does die on you, doesn't it? Oh, there we go, back up to P13 in the dark with the brake lights standing out in front of us. Looks really cool. Right, not quite as successful that time round, but enjoyable nonetheless. GT4 cars I find race really nicely, so Ginetta's so loud. Oh wow, okay, right. Go back to the menu. Let's see how we go. So, a few more guys joining us. Welcome. KidX, for the C3 Vet, I suggest reducing front ARB, increasing diff preload, and lowering suspension height. Becomes more hammer-like character, like the one in GTL Historics. Okay. Well, just for that car, we may make those, not mistakes, those changes. We'll have a look at that when that comes around. Hopefully I remember that in the time being. Marty says someone's in your trunk. Oh, up in your trunk. Okay. I read that wrong. It's like, who put that guy in there? Rear view mirror is filthy, says simracing. Yep. Tall ones here with the wow face. Marty. Sound. Yeah, absolutely. Up to 9 o'clock at night now. So simracing says, I'm midway through painting a pitstone button box, solving a 10-button Arduino matrix in the morning. Oh, nice. Cool. So you're doing a DIY button box for yourself, are you? Sounds cool. Did I already remove that? No, I didn't. Okay, let's remove that off there. Right. Let's have a look. What's next? What is next? Okay. We are in GT3 territory now. So we're going to up the speed a little bit. And we're in the Merc, the Mercedes AMG GT3. When this was first released, the GT3 in AMS2, this was one of my absolute favourites, so happy to return back to this one. So yeah, it's good. You're going to be running it in the dark as well. The Mercedes is always quite a, in my eyes, it's quite a reliable, steady GT3 car, really. You can always rely on it for some solid results out of races. So having said that, obviously means I'm going to do really badly on this next one. Well, we'll see. GT3 cars seem to behave last time out, so hopefully they continue to do so. And we're starting in P6, so we might be mostly out of the trouble as we go into turn 1. But yeah, this is one for those who love their V8 rumbles. Yeah, sounds awesome. Right. Well, nice clear-ish view into turn 1 this time, actually. Even at slow speed, the bumps on the banking are quite big, actually. Right, rolling on down towards the start line. Plenty behind us. Right, so here we go then. Lights are on. So we can guess the start. There it is. And again on the outside, what is this? Let's try and use this Merc as our friend and work our way through. A little bit slow off the corner, but we're through in one piece. $720S, nice looking thing. We'll get to try that out later, I'm sure. So we're in P5. We have gained a spot on this first lap. About to get another one. Okay, just 3 more cars ahead of us. Very little time to get past them. The Merc's going for it though. Let's see if we can follow him through here. 2 cars punching a nice big hole for us in the air. We'll have the McLaren. Will we have the Merc as well? Nope, he's going to run side by side with us and pushes us out. And we'll have to wait for the entire field to go through because I'm not rejoining in the middle of all that. So, herein lies a lesson. If you're going to go for a move into the bus stop, you've really got to be committed to it and you've got to make sure you're nicely ahead as we go through. But then also you can't account for heroes going around the outside into the bus stop like that AI Mercedes was. But never mind. So that's a nice back of the field result for us on that one. Never mind. It's a good battle though. I enjoyed driving the Merc too. So that was fun. Right. Onwards. So Marty says, test on load cell mod. Worked great after shoving a cinder block behind my chair. You rig when I move. Okay. Yeah. When you move to a load cell, yeah, all of a sudden, if you're in something which isn't stable, or like I was in a casted office chair, yeah, you can't have much power on them, otherwise you'll just push yourself away. But yeah, that's awesome. New rig when you move. Cool. Something to look forward to. So we move on to 10 o'clock at night now. Time is marching on. So let's remove the Merc off our list. What is next? Ooh, we're going to the very bottom of our list for this next one, which will be something very different. Very different, in fact. We've had historic cars before, but this is going even further back. Any guesses as to what it might be? This one is the Lotus 23. Now, very, very classic sports car, this one. So for this one, we're not going to do same class because that will include the Mini, so it's going to do identical car. And this is going to be interesting at night. And this car, it's quite low powered, only 95 brake horsepower from its 1.1 litre engine. 4-speed gearbox, and not a whole heap of top speed. But you know, back in the day, this was when Lotus was really starting to produce some cars which were competing with some of the larger displacement engines as well, just purely because of the handling capabilities of them. So here we go, Lotus 23 in the night time, and we're starting P8 behind Todd Norbury. And we got our H pattern back out again. Funky says, you've never driven this. Okay. Well, I'll try and describe it to you as best I can. Interesting choices, Raymond. Yeah, well, it's an endurance car in its own right. It does have headlights, yep, thankfully. Otherwise that could get very interesting in the midfield. Thankfully Daytona's quite well lit anyway. But yeah, this car was driven in endurance races way, way back. I think probably mid-60s, I'd like to say. I hope I'm not wrong with that. So here we go. We're loaded in third gear, ready to go. Which means we only have one more gear to go up into. And off we go. Revs and revs and revs. I believe it's a Coventry Climax engine in this Lotus. That's what they were using at the time. Don't think it was one of the twin cam engines. That came later. As did brakes. Right. Get on those brakes early, Phil. Get the car stopped. Not on a GT3 car now, you have to actually brake much earlier. Don't want to take the kink flat out. Although it looks like they almost did. So Lotus 23 doesn't have the best braking ability, but what it does have is quite a nicely sorted chassis. Got a car on the left and another one trying to go through on the right. And obviously it's got cross-ply tyres as well, so the grip levels are quite low. Which does mean the car moves around a lot underneath you as well. I'll answer your comments in a moment when I've picked out my braking point, which is probably going to be still in the banking at this point. Here we go. Got a bit of a run going on with this number 48. Let's see if we can breeze past him here. Which we're managing to do. Right. As soon as the marker posts start on the right there, I think is going to be... Okay, let's go here. Way too late compared to the AI, but I'd much rather get through the bus stop than take to lawn mowing in my Lotus. Got them all queuing up behind me. Someone could have wiped the rearview mirror before we started. I really didn't want that. Can't be that dirty. Right. Let's try and pick up the draft here again. So the AI car seems to be quick through the corners, but not so quick on the straights. Although we are now maxed out at our top speed. Almost bump drafting the number 48. Let's drop down. Come on. Drive for the line. No, didn't quite get him. But it is a fun little car, this little Lotus. Needs a little bit more driving just to kind of get used to its little nuances, but nevertheless, a fun car to drive. Very early days of endurance racing. Right, so what went on there then? So Frank says at Marty, the Lotus is the upgrade in his opinion. Don't have a rig or anything since Lotus, everything's glued to the bare floor here with industrial gunk. Oh, okay. That's brave. Yeah, so load cells, I agree. They are, for consistency of braking, definitely very important, and they are very useful, and they will improve your braking ability. Because before I was using load cells, I was using G27 pedals, which I was getting a reasonable performance out of them, but the problem being is that you're just having to guess how far to push it every time, because you don't get that wall you can push against almost. So it's definitely a big difference if you can get the load cells. And Funky said about the Lotus, I think the lack of a proper roll bar put me off. Safety is important. Yes, yeah, they didn't really think too much about that back in the day. Right, if I wasn't selling my house, I would have stuff glued down until the rig. Yep, there we go. Yeah, your glue would be a nasty cleanup, Frank. I don't envy that cleanup job. Don't think too far ahead. Right, rolling on to 2300 hours, or 11 o'clock at night. What's next? Let's take the Lotus 23 off our list. Went backwards in that one again, which we need to put right for the next one. And right, so we're going up to, we haven't done that one yet, I don't think we have. Okay, draw again. Number 18. We haven't done number 18. Oh boy. Okay, right. So we're at night time now, obviously, and things are about to get scary. We're getting to the nightmare time of night. So when you think of endurance racing and endurance racing legends, one of them that comes out is this one. And that's what we're in next. We're in the Sauber Mercedes C9 at night at Daytona. And we're going to try and thread this thing through the bus stop with a whole heap of other Group C cars at the same time. So, yeah, wish us luck. Right, let's load in. Let's go. Bring it on. So Marty says, also leg therapy. I told my doc he actually wants me to look into sim racing as therapy. Oh, really? Okay. That's an interesting one. So is that just try and do some weight kind of exercises with your legs? You can push against, keep legs moving. Yeah, no, I can see that. If you turn feedback up, then you get an upper body workout as well at the same time, especially driving one of these. So okay, Group C time in our 24 laps of Daytona, and we're back on the H-pattern gearbox, and we're on the inside, thankfully. Right. The noise. Oh, the noise. I just love the chatter of the transmission. It's not going to do it now. There we go. So good. Alright, so starting P12 for this one. The stars are out. I can see them just above the grandstand up there. Oh, here we go. Right. Once again, AI slow off the mark. But brave into turn one. Easy to get distracted by looking into the back of that Sauber ahead of us then. Oh, this thing's quick. Oh, this thing's so much more responsive than the Lotus. Turning in like I'm turning in Lotus 23, but it's actually going to do it anyway. There we go. Grounding out on the banking. Got all the stars in the distance. No time to admire them though, because I've got to get on the brakes for the bus stop. Pick up that throttle nice and early if we can. Use all the boost from the twin turbo. Oh, around the outside of the 956s. Or 962s, can't remember which ones they are. This thing's running low to the ground. To P7. Only 5 gears, Phil. Oh, wow. Oop. Punt. Leave me alone. I'm already trying to get out of the way. Just the noise. It's just so good. Oh, okay. That was fun. More Group C action coming away as well, by the way. So stay tuned for that. Ah, what a way to start the Group Cs, though, with the Mercedes. The Funky says, I get too tempted to bust through the cones and do the whole oval in the group seats. Just keep it pinned and to see how fast it goes. Kid X says, the transmission winds in major triad, does it? Ah, that's cool. Matty, such nice sound. Yeah, it is. And Raymond as well. Matty says, look at the stars and kiss the wall. Yes. Or the back of another Group C car as well. Didn't fancy that idea. Eyes quickly returned to the race surface in front of me. Right, roll on midnight as we clock over into the next day here at Daytona. Okay, so knock off the Sauber. That's gone. Next up, still at the bottom of the list, which means we've got some more wonderful classics to enjoy. Because we're in this one, the 2002 Turbo. Yeah, we'll run the same class of this one. We did move the time already, so that's good. Right, midnight in the BMW 2002 Turbo. Now, maybe not so much your standard endurance racing car, but one that could very well be used in endurance racing. I know they have a lot of touring car endurance races around the world, and the 2002 Turbo would easily fit into that kind of bracket of endurance racer. So I had to throw it in there because, one, it's fun to drive, and two, it's fun to drive. So let's go. Where are we starting this one? Oh, they've given us a very nice position of P6, but again on the outside, so it's all good. Let's catch up with the field ahead of us. Just the one lone Corvette up with the BMWs up front here. There's a couple more behind us though, so we'll see what happens on the banking, because I suspect they may be quick, like the other race Corvettes were on the banking. So we need to make sure that we make the most out of the infield section with the BM, and try not to lose the rear end so much, because it is quite loose on the rear of this car. Well, that's what makes it so fun to drive. Right, here we go then. Okay, we're going to have to split the gap here if they're going to... Oop, no, they're going to close it on us. Oop, definitely closing it on us. Oh, slidey. Especially on cold tyres as well. Make it 3 wide into the horseshoe. Why not? Oop, excuse me, sorry. Oop. Crunch. Come on, just because I said it's touring cars doesn't mean we can get all physical here. So, up to P5. Do the crossover down the inside. Bit of a block pass. A bit too deep into there as well. And he cuts back on the inside, and there's a Corvette got through as well. Nowhere to go now. Except into the back of that other one, sorry. Thought my brakes were like a Sauber Mercedes, and they weren't. Okay, we've got a pack behind us, eager to get through. Keeping them at bay for the time being. Although the Corvette's having a bit of a look. No, missed. No, oh well. And all the cars come streaming past us, which is suitable penalty for my missing the bus stop. Right, stuck back underneath. Try and pick up the tow. I do love this car. It's just difficult to jump into once you've been in something with so much grip and power of the Group C cars. But it is a very fun car with no brakes. Oh dear. Not our finest hour, but fun. Oh dear. Feels like a fun ride. Yes, it was a fun ride, Raymond. Yep. Funky says it's probably not the 2002's best track, but a great car. Yeah, it's the 2002 loves a good flowing circuit, and this one does have a flow to a degree, but yeah, when you're trying to battle everyone else, and it's hard going. That's a line. Yeah, it's not the line, but it's a line. Midnight witching hour got me. Right, on to 1 o'clock in the morning we go. Right, let's see. Do we get back to something that has some grip, or do we not? Let's see. Number 16, have we had that? We have. Let's draw again. 17, have we had that one? No, we haven't. Okay, well, I mentioned just a moment ago, actually, that there will be more Group C car action incoming, and I didn't envisage it would be this soon. So we're back in Group C, and this time we're in the 962C. So some more Porsche action with some lovely 6-cylinder noises. And yeah, so more power, more grip. And yeah, so should be a good laugh. Raymond, no brakes equals fun racing. Yeah, as long as you remember there's no brakes. Which I clearly didn't. But never mind, it's fine. It's all part of the fun. Thankfully, I didn't ruin someone else's race, and I wasn't getting shouted at for ruining their iRating, so we're all good. Okay. Where are we on this one? Oh, it's P6 again. Starting to quite like that number. And again, more nighttime action, of course. Not quite sure where sunrise occurs in Daytona at this particular time of year that we got the sim set to. So, iconic, says Frankie. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, when you think of Group C, either of these two cars are what most people would instantly think of. So, yeah, it's great that we can have both of them to drive. Very much at the tail end of Group C regulations, these cars. At the peak of their development. And used in endurance races all over Europe and the world, and very, very successful both. So here we go. Let's try and not ruin a motorsport icon. Let the boost kick in. Ooh, sparks as the Sauber scrapes the wall on the way into turn 1. Got another car on the inside. Let him get through there. Oh, we have turn in again. Some mad tail action as well. Co-driver said cut, so I cut. Been watching some Rally Monte Carlo, so I've just been doing what they do. They see a bit of grass and they go for it. Getting destroyed by the... Oh, there's the moon. Nice. Getting destroyed by the Sauber down the straight there. Look at that. Straight line advantage, or what? Can't see where the braking area is. Alright. I can tell you guys are quicker than I am. I need to push me out of the way. Just want to enjoy a nice Group C car. Once again, the bus stop gets us. Probably just unsettled everyone by braking too early because I couldn't see where I was supposed to be braking there. Tucked it behind another car. But I just love looking down the road there. You can see all the brake lights and the tail lights and the headlights streaming off into the distance. Always a cool sight at night time. Ah. Oh well, we didn't really do justice for the 962, but absolute delight to drive and listen to as well. Oh, it's pure music. Right. Exit that. Let's get out of that. Frank says, and Nissan is supposed to be joining the ranks in Group C. Yes, it is. It is. Haven't had a beep about it for a while. Yeah, I think it's coming in the end of January update, which, as it's almost the end of January, I'm expecting it probably next weekend, maybe. But obviously it depends on when it's ready. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Nissan arrives very, very soon indeed. So looking forward to trying that. And there's the GT1 Nissan as well, which I'm also quite looking forward to. Frankie says the AI is super aggressive at the bus stop. No kidding. it's brutal. I didn't have a chance to there. Right. 2 o'clock in the morning we move on to. And sadly say and bid farewell to our Group C cars. We'll see how we go, because we've not got that many left to go. So we might do a best of if we have time. Right. Need to choose what car we're taking. Right. 15. Have we had number 15? No, we have not. One Porsche to another. As mentioned, there's plenty of Porsches on the lineup, being very popular endurance racing cars. But this Porsche is another one which, you know, there's flat six sounds and then there's flat six sounds. Now, the 962C is more of a low, grumbly flat six. This next one is far from a low-toned flat six. In fact, you could probably say this one is a screamer of a flat six, because we're in the 911 RSR GTE. Oh, right. Looking forward to this one. In the night time, of course. Let's go. Let's go. This car is a beauty. Hopefully we're not going to repeat what the 911 did at the start of our 24 laps of Daytona in nose firsting into the barriers at the bus stop. We'll try not to repeat that. Oh dear. So we've got. So Marty says Riser with weekend releases, which I don't understand, leaves us waiting. I'm impatient. Yeah, it kind of works as long as it comes out nice and early enough, because if it comes out before our stream on Saturday evening, then we can just jump straight on it and go, and that works for me. Yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be fairly soon with the next release, because it's supposed to be a really good one, so I'm looking forward to that. Right, well we're starting one place off our usual. We're in P7 for this one. So let's go. We're on the inside. Okay. This thing, it's just one of the most amazing sounding cars. Funky says the faves of mine keep coming. Yeah, there's so many good cars in this mixture. The thing is, with this long rolling lap, we are losing tyre temp, so I'm not really a fan of doing weaving on sim racing normally, but if we can gain some time, which we can't, let's go for this. Can we sneak up the inside? No. Keep it neat and tidy into the inside line there. Avoid the mad M8 trying to sideswipe us. Oop. Get on the brakes for the horseshoe. Got him back again. So now we have power and even more grip in low speed corners, unlike the Group C cars, which we had very little grip on the corner exits. Now we can get the power down quite nicely. The sound. Making some moves. To P5 now. It's such a fabulous sound. Okay, we are clear on the outside, so let's move across. Look for the number 2 board. Hold on the brakes. Over the bumps on the exit, and we've closed the gap on the next guy. But I don't think we'll have time to make a run on him. Not when GTEs are so evenly matched. Bouncing over the bumps. We might get this Corvette though. We seem to have a bit of a run on him. No, not enough. Not enough. So P5 in the end after all that. Some good places gained. These cars are so good though. The GTE cars in AMS2 really are fun to drive. And quite well matched as well. So you can have a really good race with all the different cars. There we go. Oh. Get the ears ringing driving that one. Very, very good. So Maddie says, if I were a dev, I wouldn't push on a weekend. Just saying, yeah, I kind of guess that, yeah, because if something does go wrong with it, then you having to fix it on a weekend, then it's, yeah, leaves them open to some issues, which I can see that. Okay, so 3 o'clock in the morning. What are we going to be running at 3 in the morning? Right to the very top of the list. The Porsches just keep coming. Keep hitting us with Porsches. So we're in GT1 territory again, and we're taking the last of our GT1s, the 911 GT1 98. This is also going to be a fun car to drive. All right, let's knock that one off our list. So we're not done too badly getting through them. What's been your favourite so far? Let us know what's been your favourite car that we've driven so far, irrespective of how I've driven it and where we've ended up in the race. For me, yeah, it's a hard one, isn't it? I mean, I actually really enjoyed driving the car that's alongside me. Actually, the McLaren F1 was really nice. Yeah, it's so many good cars. I mean, you just can't look past the Group C car either, really. But oh, turbo flutter or wastegate flutter. Okay, once again starting in P7 on the inside. And the darkness is still here at Daytona. Reasonable mix. We've got a McLaren ahead of us, Porsche, and there's a couple of Mercedes further up the grid. Okay, let's go. Anytime now. Right. Itchy right foot for a moment, then I was ready to go, but ended up having a bit of a hesitation. Oh, Mercedes not giving me that much space on the inside. Wow, they're giving the power down off there, no problem. Okay, well, we survived. We've got a car on the inside, though. I'm going to have to give him a bit of space through there because he's coming through regardless. We'll get him back into here. Oh. Wastegate's working hard. Oops, sorry. I'm apologising to the AI, which are just as rough with me. They don't apologise to me. Just doing the gentlemanly thing. Right. Let's jump in the draft here. Make it 3 wide into the bus stop? Yeah, why not? How we all survive that, I have no idea. We've lost a couple of spots on this one. We might be able to gain one back. Come on. Let's try and... Oh, he's going to block on the inside. Go high. No, we still end up in P9. We had to try the run on the outside. Just because that 911 just came right down the inside and just blocked that run off. Must be a NASCAR driver. Ah, yeah, P9 in the GT1s. Yeah, good cars. Marty says, if I did this in VR, I think it would melt my brain. Yeah, I think it probably would do that for me too, to be honest. Yeah, it'd be all over the place. So that's the GT1 you normally drive, Funky, but they are all good. Yeah, no, they are all good. But yeah, that Porsche's super nice. Right. 4 in the morning. Edging ever closer to sunrise. So, what's next? 22. Done that one. 11. We haven't done that one. It's time to bring the noise in GT4 because... Oops, get the right one. GT4, we're in the Ginetta G55, which was the loudest of the GT4 cars as we're out on track with it before. So yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning, same class. Let's go. Ginettas are very much a popular choice, or they were at one point a very popular choice for endurance races around the world. We used to see a lot of Ginettas GT4 spec popping up in all sorts of endurance races around the world. I'm not seeing so much of them recently, probably because they've been developed by some newer machinery that comes in. We've got obviously new cars from Audi and BMW and Mercedes and things. So the Ginetta got a little bit overlooked for a GT4 option. But there is a new version out now, which I believe has a V8 rather than a V6. So hopefully we'll see some more Ginettas in real life racing get involved in endurance racing once again. But this one is quite a nice shape. I do like the G55 shape. They pushed us back to P12 for this one. And it does sound good too. It's Ford V6. And a Corvette Camaro on the inside down there. Let's try and start in second gear maybe. So we've got Ginettas all the way up the field by the looks of things there. Quite a lot more Ginettas than anything else in GT4 on AMS2. So here we go. Coming up to the line. Ready. Had to get on that upshift quite early because we were going to run out of rev range. And squeeze up to the wall. Make a run on the outside, why not? Nice reflection of the Ferris wheel on my left front wing as we came around turn 1. The things you notice when you should be racing. Room for a little Ginetta at the inside, yep. Not a bad start, up to P8 already. Hot on the case of this M4 ahead of us. To lift off there, because nowhere to go. Now there is. Hard on the brakes again. Now it's just a run of Ginettas ahead of us, 2 more to get through. And even after this first lap, our tyres are still showing as being quite cold. And it's only going to stay cool as we're not really doing much other than going around the banking. And then we're going to arrive at the bus stop with cold tyres. Let's see what happens ahead of us here. Any more AI misdemeanors? A bit of a run through there. To P7. Of course, we're not going to have much of an advantage to try and get past this other Ginetta ahead of us, as it's the same car. However, we're edging ever closer. The drop. Ah, I didn't time it properly. I caught the rear end. P7 it is. Ginetta's a really fun little car actually in GT4. Plenty of grip and quite a positive turn in as well. It's really nice just to find those apexes with relative ease. Yeah, good car and nice to drive, and again, more good racing in GT4. They seem to be the cleanest of all the classes so far. They seem to handle themselves quite nicely, so happy with that. No racing for you tonight, Marty? No, that's fine. Good to have you watching along with us. Let's turn off, oh, not turn off, but remove the, oops. It's better, right. Change my number order there all of a sudden. Right, okay, let's go on to 5 o'clock in the morning. What's next? Ooh, that didn't move very much then. So that means we're staying in GT4. We're going up one more position in our number, so we're going up to the Porsche Cayman, to give it its full name, the Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sport MR. Which is basically the MR meaning the Manthey Racing edition of the GT4 Club Sport. It's got some little extra tweaks to its chassis, etc. And yeah, it's good car. Right, let's go again. So Frank says, I like the Ginetta. Also, tease was the AMG in this class. Yes, there is. I'm trying to remember what. I think it's a Vantage, isn't it? But I think it's an old spec Vantage, so not the new shape with the kind of, I don't know how to describe it really, the swoopy one, the more classic Aston Martin shape, I think, isn't it, for that that class. So I'm not sure when that's coming. There's no real mention of when we're going to see that, but yeah, be another good addition. And Marty says, if I catch the back end, I'll get punted. Yeah, it's the aggressive AI are certainly on the case. So we're still in the darkness. Oh, we've got a wall of Camaros to get through. Oh, the Vantage is in GT3. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, that's true, it is. It's good to have another GT3 car. Marty says, he deserves more views, get on it. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that, thank you. I try my best. But we have fun with it. Yeah, it is the slightly older spec. Yeah, I thought that's what I saw. Yeah, well, that's fine. Nice V8 Aston Martin Vantage. Oh, it's a V12 actually, the GT3, so even better. Right. Third gear start for us this time. But nowhere to go with these, these two big American Camaros in front of us. Right. Again, safely through turn 1. Keeping one eye on the location arrows behind me. Excuse me, going through. That'd be a move that would be very much frowned upon in endurance racing, just throwing it down the inside like that and getting 4 cars into the horseshoe. But as we're only racing for 1 lap, anything goes. The inside of one of the Ginettas. You almost can't hear your own car when you're up behind one of those Ginettas. We've got another one on our inside, but we are getting up and past him again. Cayman's got quite a lot of squirt in the straight line. Look at this. Take that position, no problem. Except so much speed in the straight line. I've got to wash it off for the bus stop. Right, not to that. And it's me thinking that was the end of it. Someone's obviously been held up. Because my reason for stopping there was to not get clouted on the right hand side. But it happened anyway. Ah, shame. That wasn't the GT4 AI's fault, that was purely me for missing my braking point. Just one of those things when you're jumping between different cars, you just can't use the same braking points every time because they just won't do it. So the number 2 board does not work for a GT4 Cayman. It does for GT3s and other faster cars, but GT4 Caymans do not like braking that late into the bus stop. And now we know. Oh dear, right. Maybe we might get some light back. Frank says, yeah, we forgot to mention, be careful with the oh. The bus stop of doom. Yes, it strikes again. I'll probably be safer taking an actual bus through there at this point. At least I might make it. Right, 6 o'clock in the morning now. Every person in my life trying to explain some racing to them, try to explain ATS. What's ATS? I don't know what ATS is, sorry. Right. Next one on the list then. Oh, no, I think we've done car number 1. Getting lost in my notes here. Yeah, we've done car number 1, so we have to draw again. Number 6. Done number 6. This is getting to the point now where we've got so many gaps that we end up finding more gaps than we do cars. 15's also done. 22 I suspect we've already done. We have. We'll keep going until we get a car. And we do, right. Well, seeing as we love GT4 so much, we're going to stay with it. Because... No, I stand corrected. I was getting confused between my McLaren numbers, my model numbers, because we're actually in GT3. We're going to take the McLaren 720S out this time. So we might be able to brake at the 2 marker board for the bus stop this time. Maybe. I might brake a bit earlier just to be sure. So the 720S then. It's a bit of a subjective car, this one. When I first saw it, the front lights really didn't do it for me. I just thought there was just like a weird big gaping holes there, but the shape has grown on me, and I do actually quite like it now. But it's definitely a grower. It's not one you instantly look and go, yeah, that's nice. The rear end obviously looks fabulous, but I couldn't quite get my head around that front end so much. But now it's very, very nice indeed. So, P12 on the grid for this one. And it doesn't look quite so dark. No, indeed. We've got a little bit of light creeping in on the horizon. So it won't be long until we won't need the headlights. We're doing all our scary cars in the dark. That should leave us with some more The kind of more gentle and easy to manage cars for the daytime, which is not normally the way you'd like to do things, but makes for some exciting entertainment anyway. So Kid X says GT4 Camaro is a blast to drive now. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Funky says the prototypes are waiting patiently in the pits. Yeah, there's not a huge amount of them on our list. Ooh, that was a slow reaction time on my half that time. Down to second for turn 1. Let's follow suit through there. Ooh, there's a car there. I'm going to collect some number boards. The McLaren's actually quite a nice sounding GT3 car as well. All very busy into this run onto the banking. Okay, bus stop of doom. Will it strike again? And they got a couple of cars, they're going to go side by side through here. We made it through! Brake at the second marker, not in it, please. Oh, this is all rather busy on the banking again. We've got one McLaren, we're going to sneak inside this Porsche. Can we grab the BM as well before the end of the lap? We might just do it, we're in 8th at the moment. And we crossed the line in 7th, we just about pipped him on the line. Oh, he made some time up despite being pushed onto the grass at the start. McLaren's quite a safe car actually. It's quite nicely planted. That's good. Right. It's just, the actions are so frantic. So when I'm in it, I don't really get a chance to see what you guys are saying. But so what have we got? So Frank says the bus stop as with T1, once you know where to look, you'll know every time the figure goes away. Yeah, the bus stop is one of those corners. You just got to pick and point and then just go with it. And then obviously when you're in the same car for a good period of time, you get used to where you need to brake. But when you're switching between cars, it can be a little tricky to pick it out. I did see your brake at the second marker, not in it. Yes. Funky says, the only proto I drive regularly is the P3 Rocco. That's a good car, that one. It is fun, but it's not on our list because it's not really been to Daytona. But we might explore that at some point. Okay, moving the clock forward to 7 in the morning, we should be seeing a little bit more daylight returning, which would be nice. So let's go through our numbers. What have we got? Number 6, had number 6. Number 2, had number 2. 14. Aha, that's a new one. Hang on, I'll do that in a moment, Marty. Hang on. What are we on? GTE. We're back to GTE time. We've done the Corvette, we've done the Porsche. That means there's only one left, and that is the M8 GTE, the big boy, the massive, great big BMW. So yeah, here we go. 7 o'clock in the morning. See what happens. So Marty says, lady says sim racing sucks. Tell her off. Her name is Linda. Linda, under Marty's instructions, I hereby tell you off. Sim racing does not. It is good. We enjoy it. But thank you for listening in, and I hope you're well, Linda. I hope you don't start. I hope there's no arguments going on in the household. Be civil. Be nice. It's fun. We all have our hobbies and things which we enjoy, and yeah, sim racing is enjoyable for me, and I'm sure it is for you, Marty, as well. Right, looking out there on the track, it does look significantly lighter. So starting in P10 with the M8. Yes, there we go. We got some lighter skies ahead of us. So Funky says the Rocco is not an endurance racer. Not the way I treat the tyres anyway. It does actually, I think it does race in the Brazilian Endurance Championship, I think. Oh, we've got some of that low-level fog going on off the banking there, you can just see in the distance. So the pink skies have returned once again. And some fog, so this could be fun. Right. P9. Let's see if we can move forward here. Lights are on. Off we go in the M8. Another flat plane cranked V8, which makes a lovely cackle on the overrun. Luckily, plenty of grip around the outside of turn 1. There's a car on the inside, almost made the same mistake. Have we held on to it? Have we what? Plenty of arm waving going on, and we're still carrying on in the right direction. Oof, okay. After all that excitement, let's try and get through the next few corners unscathed, shall we? It's that Corvette on the outside which was getting into contact with us. Clear him. Right. Things have settled down somewhat. For now, because there's a bus stop chicane coming, which is just going to set it all off again. Some buildings in the distance there which I've never noticed before. Right, 3, 2, brake. Ooh, it's got a downshift warning noise which I've not heard before. Usually that happens when you go down to some of the lower gears, but it seemed to go down to 4th gear that time when it made the noise. So it's the sequential gearbox compressor sound, isn't it, really, that noise? Right, well, despite being attempted to being forced off by a Corvette, we managed to finish that in P9. This is going to... That Corvette has anger issues. It did not like that particular race. It didn't like being overtaken. Oh dear. Well, GTE's rough. Thanks, Phil. Now I have to live in the yard. I'm sorry, Marty. I apologise. Funky says, I haven't seen you that sideways since Festive Buskers. Yeah, no, that was very sideways. Yeah, and fun. I enjoyed that. Okay, back to daylight. 8 o'clock in the morning. And we'll tick off our M8 GTE. Right, what's next? E22, or car number 22, I think we got that one. Yep, already done that. 20. Done that one. Number 9. Haven't done that one, right. All the GT4s are going to be wrapped up after this one because we're in the Camaro. Oh no, not quite. We have the M4. Yeah, we still have the M4 to do. So, Camaro time. 8 o'clock in the morning. Let's go. Oh, you guys are funny. Really appreciate you watching tonight. I know I've said it before, but big thanks to you guys for watching us this evening and for sharing our madness and for enjoying a bit of sim racing action with us tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it. I really do. We like to do things slightly different here on the channel, and you guys seem to enjoy it. So hopefully that's the case again tonight. So we're lofty heights on this one. We're going to start on P3, which means we can only get off the podium if we make a mistake. So should be a podium if we keep it all together. Oh, sunrise is out with some lovely lovely lighting. Oh, listen to the rumble. We've got a 570S and an M4 ahead of us. Frederick Lundvals has subscribed to us. Frederick, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Glad to have you with us. I hope you've enjoyed this evening. Look at this. Sunlight is out, smothering the crowd who have stayed around all through the night. Haven't moved. Very stoic racing spectators here at Daytona. Starting this third gear, yep. Here we go. Oh, we've got the jump. Can we get into P1 at turn 1? Looks like we're going to get it done. And for the first time this evening, we lead at Daytona. Not that the AI want that to happen by the looks of things. And the sun flare is back. Okay, let's go. Let's try and break away if we can. It's a little bit of a lift for the king. On cold tyres, of course. And for the first time, we actually get a chance of having a relatively clean lap. Because you can actually see where we're going. Always a difficult corner, that one, as we come up onto the banking. It's so difficult to get the power down. It's quite bumpy on the exit as well, so not an easy corner to get right, but you really do need to get it right because the run onto the straight or the banking area is so critical to get a good top speed, so you've got to get it absolutely right. Now, as speaking about getting it absolutely right, 2.5 on the brakes. Probably just about right. Nope. Funky says, I'm closing my eyes at the bus stop. I hope you did, because you wouldn't want to have seen that. Oh, we've got a huge lead. What's going on? And here we go. For this particular lap, we're going to count that as a win. P1 in the Camaro GT4, the most successful car that we've driven this evening. Partly down to the fact that we started in P3 and I got into the lead at the first corner. But nevertheless, it's a win and I'll take it. Yeah, the Camaro is good. It's quite nice to drive. It's quite fun, actually. Right, what's next? Scrub the Camaro off. So we only have 1, 2. Oh no, we don't even have that one. Got to take that one off earlier. We only have 4 cars left. Let's roll on the time to 9 o'clock in the morning and see what we can choose here. So I'm going to do this as 1 to 4 now, so we don't get lots of miss rolls on the on the generator. So here we go. Starting off with car number 2 on the list, which is more GT4s. So there's plenty of them, and we're all here. So M4 GT4 this time around. Change the time. Let's go. So Frederick says, Frederick, glad to be subscribing. You seem like a nice guy. Like the LFS stream. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Glad you enjoyed that one. We're really enjoying Live for Speed at the moment. It's just come alive again for me, and it's just been like being reunited with an old friend. I just absolutely love that sim, and the mods for it are just there's some really good quality ones on there, and there's some really wacky stuff on there as well, which is just fun, and it's a really nice, fun thing to drive. So yeah, enjoying that at the moment. Nice, says Funky. Yep, that's a good win. American Muscle, yeah, this can't be a good bit of American Muscle, can you, Raymond? And Frank says, probably just about right. The track limits, car unsettled. Yeah. It's fine. A win's a win. Right. M4. Another wonderful sounding car in AMS2. And the banking is in shade, but the sun is definitely up now. So again, starting in P7. We've got that lovely inside line to the first corner. Nice to be ahead of all that lot. Ginetta's everywhere. Is there anything else other than a Ginetta at the front? There's a McLaren up there. There's a couple of McLarens, but the rest of them are Ginettas, so prepare to be deafened as we try and come through the field in this one. Here we go. Off we go. Now the BMW M4, last time I drove it was a little bit leery on the rear end, so let's see if that's still the case. It was a little bit loose off the corner there, despite already having the power down. There it is. There's a car there! No! Don't need any encouragement to get the rear end of the M4 out, thank you very much. Someone was going for my move at the horseshoe. Cut that out. Traffic jam. Getting a bit of stuttering going on here, but we're surviving for the time being. Back in P12. So Frederick says, the only real problem with LFS is a lack of tracks. Yeah, but I don't really think that bothers me too much with it. I think I quite enjoy the ones we got in there, and even if it's just exploring it with a bit of free roaming around the maps, it's usually quite fun. Currently working on building an autocross layout, well, and editing a layout for one of the circuits, which we're going to try and do in a future video. Well, we're definitely getting a lot of stuttering on this particular one. So we're going to round up this Ginetta as we're going to get passed by a Cayman as well. Those Caymans are quick in a straight line, wow. Well, despite making one, we end up getting to P12. 24 laps of being bullied at Daytona, says Funky. Yeah, no kidding. Wow. The AI are being quite aggressive at the moment. I've seen a lot of posts about it online as well. People are complaining that they can't race the AI because they get hit out all the time. And we are seeing a little bit of that this evening, but yeah, in the end, it's just for a bit of fun, really. But yeah, it's AI really does like to punt, says Raymond. Yeah, I agree with that. It's not backwards and coming forward, that's for sure. Right. Speaking going forwards, 10 a.m. And let's go, so we can remove the GT4. Car number 4 is our next one. And we're going back in time again, because we've been doing quite a lot of modern stuff recently, so now we're going backwards to GT Classics and the Corvette C3R. Now, Frank, you may need to remind me here as to what settings we needed to change on this one. Up until now, we've been running default settings for everything, so it's not like it's We've been spending a lot of time getting the cars set up correctly for Daytona. We've just been running with it and seeing how it goes, with varying degrees of success. But Frank suggested some setup changes, which might bring it... Oh, it was Kit X, I think, wasn't it? He suggested some setup changes that brings it more into line of how the Historics cars were running. So I'm unable to scroll back through my chat to see what's what. So I think this is where I get it completely wrong, but I think anti-rob are dropping on the front. I think it's probably going to absolutely destroy the setup of this car. There's something about diff as well, I thought. I don't know whether Kid X is still watching and to give me a shout out as to what I need to do again. Turn in early and plenty of opposite lock is my advice, says Funky. Thanks, Funky. I'll take that advice and I will use that. What's the other guy? You don't want to sit from... Okay, Frank. That's fine. Yeah, I think it was Kid X that said it, but can't remember what it is for now, so either way. I'll have to explore that another time. Let's do this. We're starting P2. What am I doing with the paddles? Need 8 pattern. Oh, now we got a... Ah, hang on. Kit's back. Right, front ARB down a bit, diff preload up, and suspension lower a bit. Right, okay. We'll restart them. We'll do that so we can make those changes for you. So I put the the front ARB down a little bit, which we've done. Probably a bit too much, so I'll do that. Diff preload up. And suspension lower a bit. Well, that's as low as it goes on the rear, and as low as it goes on the front. So, okay, right. Let's give this a go. But be prepared to a lot of steer by on-off throttle. Oh, okay. Now you tell me. Right, we've got to keep pace now. We have an obligation to not get ahead of the leader here. So let's try and do that. And keep him in our view on the front left there. It's been a while since I've driven this thing, and I've got to remember to use the brakes early. And try and control the rear end as well, somehow. Okay, here we go then. Now remember from our earlier race that this thing is good in a straight line, as we know. But let's try and survive the infield first. Sorry. It's all getting a bit rough. Right, got to stop that time. Huge bangs on the overrun. Right, now we're coming into Corvette territory. Let's line it up and go for it. Only 4 gears because we have lots of power. Come back to me, Porsche. I thought I had that stop, but obviously not. So in fairness, Kit, the setup feels good. Just my hands and my foot inputs don't. Oh, Phil, 4 gears, Phil. Endurance racing fatigue is kicking in. Forgetting important things such as braking. Okay, well, we went backwards on that one, but it was fun. So Kit says, although fair to say I tested it mostly on the Glen and VIR, Daytona might need a bit more balanced setup. Okay, now you tell me. That's fine. Funky says, don't worry, Kitex. Phil is just glad to have an excuse now. Oh, come on, Funky. Do I come out with excuses? Do I? Yeah, I probably do. Frank says, let's hope you can test things at Road America soonish. Ooh, yes, that should be on the way very soon, which is going to be exciting. Okay, C3R dispatched. Okay, 2 cars to go. Up to excuse me, up to 11 o'clock. So, what's next? Okay, next one is our final GT3, which is the 911. So back to Porsches again. This is not the most current version of the GT3. So it's a couple of, I think it's just one variation back. But nevertheless, still a good and successful endurance racing car. So yeah, this one deals with Daytona. Hopefully we can complete a lap without finding any kind of grass or other cars' bodywork. Let's try and keep this one clean, shall we? Let's bring the car home. That's what endurance racing is all about. Oh, we should be easily able to do that from 17th on the grid. It's alright, we'll watch all the chaos happen ahead of us and we'll just pick them off. We'll work our way through it. It's all good. Right. Plenty to see ahead of us. So, more rear-engined action from a Porsche. Different balance altogether. And yes, again, you've got the good variation of cars in AMS2. So you've got front engine with the Mercedes, you have mid-engine with the McLaren, and let's see the GT3 car. Oh, yeah, BMW, which is also front engine. Right, it's race time. Can we get a space? Also glad to hear that the sound samples for 911 seem to have changed, because when we first tested this back when it was released, there were some interesting sounds going on, but a lot more like you'd expect it to sound now. It sounds good. Let's throw the nose up the inside here. And so far so good for keeping it clean. But of course they still have the bus stop to go. Should have some good traction out of there, being in the 911. And indeed that is the case. Yeah, right on the back bumper of the 911 here, but 3 wide into the bus stop. Why not? for YouTube. Well, we got the 911. And now we have a run on the McLaren on the exit. We've gained 5 spots in this one. Again, cars wandering a little bit on the banking there. And then across the line we go. For the penultimate time. Just one more to go. And this time we don't need our random generator for this because I know exactly what it is that's left. So there we go. So that's covered our GT contingent for this evening. We have one more car left, which has been sat waiting very patiently. And this car is very much synonymous with Daytona, mostly because it actually has Daytona in its classification. So we're in the, wherever it's gone, we're in the DPi, the Daytona Prototype International Cars, in the Cadillac DPi for the full title. And so here we go, a modern prototype. We've had some more historic prototypes in the way of the Group C cars, but now it's time for some modern prototype action in the DPi. So we need to move this on to 12 o'clock so we round out our full 24-hour cycle of time. And then this is the final car. So big 582 brake horsepower from its 5.5 litre engine. Yeah, again, big V8 behind the drive on this one. And it's been a very popular car, very very successful car at Daytona, the Cadillac. It's been a winner of the Rolex 24, I think 2-3 times now, maybe more. Ooh, we're starting in P3 as well, so we might actually have a good chance to finish this on a reasonable result. But of course it hasn't happened yet. Okay, big chunks of rubber being thrown up already, even though we haven't got going. Very familiar rear end, as most modern prototypes look these days. Seems to have the same kind of rear end profile to them. But this car in particular was not one that's really, I don't know, it's not really stood out to me as being an amazing car to drive, but it's okay. It's not like it's bad or anything, but it's just not really wowed me, so let's see if it's any better. Oop, too keen to get going then. Here we go. Oop. Very enthusiastic on the go. All of a sudden we've got way more grip than we're used to. Ooh, the angry AI at me again. Oops, it turns. Okay, that's up to P2. Can we get a win to finish this off? That's the question. Leaders all over the road. Quite high up on the banking. Try and spot my braking point. I thought we had a run on him there, but let's try and see if we can stay in his wheel tracks. I think we're ahead of him. We are. And we finish out with a win. Oh dear. Those things are so much quicker than everything else. But there we go. So that's 24 laps of Daytona in 24 different cars at 24 different times a day. I hope you enjoyed that. That was fun. That was fun. Let's just wrap things up with our thoughts here for a moment. Let's go back to the menu here. So, I think that was quite a fun exercise to do. It's yeah, the actual variety of cars. I know that a lot of them are all kind of GT based, all fairly similar in terms of their performance, I suppose, but all have their own individual characteristics, and they're you know, they're very very different to drive in their own way. But Daytona itself, again, not normally a fan of road courses, but the Daytona circuit is one that's actually quite nice and flows reasonably well. But yeah, I think probably favourite ones on there, standout ones for us, got to be the Group C cars, obviously. They're just amazing. GT1s are fantastic. GTEs, if you're looking for a GT car to drive, yeah, can't go wrong with a GTE. M1 Procars, of course, always worth your time. And if you haven't tried the Lotus 23, maybe Daytona's not the place to do it, but try it. It is a good car. But yeah, lots of fun stuff to drive. And yeah, the AI is very aggressive, but you can have a bit of a race with them and have some fun with them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed doing that myself. We'll do some more fun stuff like this in the future as well. We need to do some more community races with you guys as well. So maybe when the new update is released, maybe we'll do a quick review of it, and then we'll do some community stuff with you guys as well. So if you're up for that, that would be fun. Thank you for your company this evening. It's been wonderful to share your comments with everybody and to discuss the content. I really appreciated all of you for being here and for joining in. And if you have liked the stream, please do hit the like button below. It really helps get the video out to other people who might want to see it too. Also worth mentioning at this point, if you're a follower of us here on YouTube, do please check out our Facebook and our Instagram and our Twitter channels if you haven't already. We post daily content on there of various different screenshots from different sims and the occasional video as well. So do take a look at it if you haven't already. That'd be really, really much appreciated. But guys, we're fast approaching 1,000 subscribers, and I can't thank you enough, because you guys are the reason why we're in this position. So yeah, exciting times ahead, and I'm looking forward to doing some more content for you guys very, very soon. But until next time, we will catch you all again, and I hope you keep well and have a good rest of your weekend. But until then, we will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye for now.